Hey guys, sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I don't really have an explanation or excuse, it's just YouTube hasn't been my main focus in a while, but I'm coming back to it to let you know that I have a new short film out. It's called Tassels. It was directed by my good friend Eli Waters and written by me. We filmed it over basically a week over the summer, and yeah, and now it's finally out for everyone to see. I will leave a link for that down in the bio so you guys can watch it. And after you do that, come back because I am going to sort of talk about my experience working on the film. This was my first real filmmaking experience. You know, I uploaded the short play that I worked on, Mashed Potatoes, and, you know, a few other class projects that were not of a high level of quality. But this is the first real big project that we got a budget to do, thanks to our very successful GoFundMe campaign. And yeah, I guess I'll just go in order of the process and how it started. So this all came about because my friend Eli messaged me early in the summer being like, hey, I want to make short film this summer because I borrowed this equipment, and send me a script. So I looked at the scripts I had and I'm like, these are serviceable, but you know, if you really want to make a short film, I got to write something a little more involved. So I took a lot of my experiences and feelings over the past year. It may not come across on social media, but I've been put through the ringer this past year. This is my senior year of high school. I have now graduated, and just a lot of ups and downs in my friend circle and whatnot. And I was like, I kind of want to capture some of those feelings, and I wrote a lot of the scenes with certain locations around Savannah, Georgia, in mind, you know, as sort of kind of a indirect love letter to the city before I leave it for New York in the fall to go off to college. So I started with a character who's, you know, very much like myself, not a complete self-insert, but a little bit. His name is Cole, and he's a very focused person. He knew he wanted to be an engineer when he was 5, and, you know, he planned he would go to an Ivy League college, and now he's going to Princeton. He's just graduated, and he's realizing, shoot, there's some things I kind of want to tie up. So he goes and asks out his high school crush, Margaret, who we never really got a chance to meaningfully interact with during high school. And he gives her this big profession of love, and she's like, okay, I guess I don't have anything better to do. And so that's the kind of dynamic we're working on. Cole is this big nervous ball of energy, and Margaret's like, okay. And I just thought that was a really funny setup for a rom-com. I'm calling it a rom-com, although I will note that I purposely never define Cole and Margaret's relationship. It's kind of obvious what Cole wants, but it's also kind of obvious that Margaret is not sure. And by the end, there's like a slight indication that maybe they'll get together, but I don't resolve it. I wanted to leave it up to audience interpretation, you know, whether they enter a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship or if they're just really close friends, because I think romance often gets confused for the former, but it can also be the latter. It's just an intimate connection with someone. This is a romantic movie, even if they're not necessarily in a romantic relationship. And I kind of use that to differentiate these characters. As I said, Cole is very plan-focused, and Margaret's sort of go with the flow, And that's kind of a positive, there's kind of a positive affirmation of that at the end where she says, we have all summer to find out, and that's true. But, I also wanted to make her flawed. She can be a little insensitive. She can treat life like it's just kind of, whatever, not concerned with it. She doesn't really know why she's going to the college that she's going to. She just said, it's big, family went there. And so, yeah, that contrast I thought was really important. And I primarily use these characters to kind of talk about high school and graduation and their futures. My favorite scene in the movie, which is ironically the one I had the least involvement in, and I wrote kind of late into the game, is the party scene. Cole, they rush off after the park because Margaret realizes, oh, wait, shit, I got invited to this graduation party. And she's like, I'm not sure if I want to go. And then Cole's like, I never went to one, so let's go. And they show up, and immediately Margaret is whisked away by the party host, Charlotte, and they go talk to this guy, and, cliche, Cole gets kind of jealous, not cartoonishly jealous, he's just like, okay, well, that was bound to happen. And he accidentally drinks Pike Punch, so that was kind of the setup for him to get a little more vulnerable, and it's a funny bit, and Marshall, guy who played Cole, did a great job with that. And Anna is also wonderful as Margaret. And so that's my favorite little back and forth, is just Cole thinks that he sees the world in one way. He sees, oh, Margaret's talking to this guy, that must mean she likes him. Oh, Charlotte, is acting really close to Margaret. They must be really tight. And Margaret's like, no, we're kind of just high school friends. And, she's acting really close now, but when we go off to college, we're probably not going to talk to each other again. The Cole just has a different understanding of social dynamics. There's a hint that he wasn't really super socially involved in high school. He was probably hitting the books, not going out a lot. And Margaret did all of that, but she doesn't really discern the meaning from it all. So I think I could describe this as they're both characters that are looking for meaning in high school, and they kind of find it in each other. These different worldviews kind of clash. That's a very profound way of putting it. In execution, it is a lighthearted and fun little romantic comedy. It's very well directed by Eli, very well acted. There's a great score that also the main guy who acted as Cole did, and there's some great animations in the credits done by my friend Leela. And yeah, overall, I had such a great experience working on it. I also was first AC and just producer. I got the restaurant owner to let us use his place, and I provided, a few costumes and stuff. So I was there on set, and it was just really great to watch this production come together. It's sometimes, I experience this with mashed potatoes too. It's surreal to watch other people who are dedicated to bringing your words to life to the screen. It was just great, and it, not to be melodramatic, it really affirmed that this is what I want to do with my life for the distant future. I really can't think of anything else that makes me as happy as this. So, I'm getting all emotional. All right, but yeah, please check out Tassels. Go support all the people who worked on the film. And yeah, this is Ephraim Oliver. I'll see you in the movies.